guess I'd just like to say we want to stop sending our children to kill other people's children.
That's right.
My name is Susan Oberman. O-B-E-R-M-A-N.
We're just in our grandchildren.
Our grandchildren, of course, will be picking up the bill for this regardless.
As well as going.
The worst of both worlds.
Chip, we've all been saying what we'd like to do with $33 billion. Do you have a view on that?
How much time have you got?
Couple minutes.
Well, the elephant in the budgetary room in this country is the vast expenditure of resources on military purposes. These are almost all dead-end expenditures. They lead often literally in the direction of death. Figuratively, they go no place. Money spent on human resources, on the purposes of life, on a re-civilianized and liberated American economy. Real good idea, and we can never get there. We can never find funding for many of the things that we know Tom Perriello stands for, as long as we siphon this gigantic tax and throw it at the beast of the Pentagon. So it's a big beast. We're here to say that there are plenty of vocal supporters in this district who want to urge the congressman to stand up for what many of us believe to be his actual principles. He's not alone.
And I would strongly encourage him, regardless of his decision, to make it on his own and announce it with his explanation for why, rather than waiting to the last minute and doing what Rahm Emanuel tells him to do, which, is a function that could be served by a machine. Congressman Perriello is a brilliant, informed, knowledgeable person who can make his own decisions and make them without regard to whether the party is going to cut him off or give him $1 million for television ads this year, like 2 years ago. And that's the impression that will be left with people if he simply waits to the last minute and then perhaps votes no if it's easy and guaranteed to pass, but votes yes if his vote is needed. That is not a function for which we need to elect a human being with his skills. A robot can do that.
I would like to speak especially against the drone bombings, which create so much hostility toward the U.S. It's astonishing. I mean, it's people sitting at home with their machines dropping bombs, 10,000 miles away. I mean, this is not valorous. And they cause so much hostility and resentment. If we're trying to win hearts and minds, drone bombings are not the way to go. Virginia. Rovnak, R-O-V like Virginia, N-Y-A-K.
Can I add my name to the list? Yes. Shelley Stern. Echoing my predecessors who have spoken before me, certainly would not want to increase funding for more war and violence in Afghanistan.
I'll speak. I'd like to remind the congressman that Congress does have the power to end these wars and to defund the wars, and that without Congress's action, the wars aren't going to end. And surely Mr. Perriello understands that troop increases have made the situation worse over there, And if he thinks that's a bad thing, he needs to take some action and encourage his fellow members of Congress to vote against further spending and further escalation.
And your name, sir?
Brandon Collins.
Next. Any others?
I'd like to add one more thing. I think the bottom line,
Mr.
I
Russell?
can't speak for everybody here, but I think for most of us, the bottom line is not dollars. It's that the dollars make possible something that we see as very wrong. You don't kill people to teach people that killing people is wrong. It's nonsense.